Okay, so here I am again. Welcome back. Heading up the last hill here towards the top of the property here. So the last rise heading up towards the cabin, and that was where my folks and I settled, like I said, back in '73. And did the whole entire homesteading, self-sufficiency stuff, you know, horses and dog team. Well, actually, it was the horse and the dog team that got us in and out of this place during the wintertime, especially those first few years when we didn't have a road getting in here. What you can see here is the orchard. Put it in, and it's both orchard and, as you can see right up here through the fence, I've got my small tree nursery. Anything that doesn't go in the orchard for fruit and such. We've got some crab apples, an apple, and a pear in there right now. I've got about 6 to 10 other trees back in Anchorage to bring out once they're strong enough. And I have the holes here. This orchard, I designed it so that that back section there, I can take and just keep digging new holes every 10 feet, going back, one on either side, and that whole back panel comes off as one piece, and just mount it. So I'm only having to install a 10-foot section at a time. As you can see, there's some dirt work here to grade this hill down. That'll be all done by hand with a mattock and shovel, but I'll be able to grade that land out a bit. I got this is all the raspberry soft fruit. We've got I've got 2 rows right now in here of raspberries, and it looks like they've all done through the real well through the winter. And I'm heading over to the bluff here, and as you can see, it's deceiving, I'm sure, on video here, especially a handheld camera phone, but that's all I got. We're 68 feet down to the river here, and if you can make it out, there's still ice on the shores here on May 25. But and that's looking upriver. But the river provides, or did in the past, and hopefully will again, does provide some water power. There's a fish wheel style engine down there, if you will, made out of 55-gallon barrel cut in half, and they'll sit in the river and spin on like a fish wheel style platform, and turn around here so the light's not quite so bad, and that spins, and it as it turns, it runs a drive belt, and that drive belt turns a 12-volt alternator, and that alternator will then charge the battery bank up here. Now, this system's not in use now. It was certainly when we were living out here as a family way back in the 70s and the 80s, and early 80s. And right now I'm putting in solar, and I'll show you that as I get it assembled here. It's all the componentry's here. I've just got to put it all together, but building a solar-operated shower, and this solar and propane shower. And the solar, of course, will work the batteries for anything that's needed inside. Most everything out here is hand tools and such, because we're off-grid. We're a long way from power. It's like 80 grand to pull power in here, so it's a lot of generators and solar stuff, so I'll just soon go that route. But right down here below us here, we've got the river, and the water's mighty low right now, but it'll come up about 4 or 5 feet. And through the trees just over here, that's the family fishing hole. So I'll do some videos later of fishing season. There's plenty of red salmon, enough to feed all the family, and king salmon as well. So I'll maybe do, as July comes around, I'll probably run a king salmon video just for those of you who've never experienced that. It's a lot of fun. I haven't caught to keep kings in a lot of years. Last year was the first year in a long time. Get on my soapbox here for a second, but the regulations are ridiculous in this state. Fish and Game up here, they couldn't manage a run in a pair of nylons. So it's the fishing between the commercial fishermen and the fish guides here, they've really depleted the river horribly. So at least just on the kings, nobody's interested in the reds. They go down to the Kenai for the reds, but here they just destroy the king salmon population, so I don't usually make myself a part of that. Anyways, enough of that soapbox. But I will fish, and most of the time it's just catch and release. It's a lot of fun catching. Even now they've gotten a lot smaller through the years. Catching a 35-pound king still a lot of fun. Back in the day, catching 50 and 75 pounds kings, let me tell you, that was a rush. Actually, my biggest was 72 pounds out of this river. And that's on a 9-weight fly rod, so I'm not sure who was more tired, me or the fish. Here we got the family graveyard, and this is where we put Dad, and bringing his cross out here soon, but we've got his flags up here for Memorial Day. So that's where Dad's laid, and I'll be beside him here one day. So anyways, lots of building to go on, lots of planning. We've got lots of logging. All of this timber that you can see behind me has got to come down, and at least far enough back so if we get a wildfire, we don't end up getting burned out of here. And it'll all, that and what I've got laying here, and another pile further over there by where the tractor barn's going to be built. That'll all be lumber. I've got my chainsaw mill out here with me, and I'll hopefully be hitting that within about another week or two. So anyways, have a good evening here from, there we go, from not quite sunny but still very bright Alaska at let's see, I make it 11:35, May 25. It'll get nothing but lighter here for about another month. So take care, God bless. Happy homesteading.